I want to be respectful of your time. I know you've got a very busy day ahead of you as you continue to crisscross the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, reaching out to as many voters and just citizens as possible. I want to end it this way.
Yeah.
When I think about, I'm a big NBA fan. I don't know if you're a fan of the NBA or not, but you know what they just did with the boycott was something I had never seen before, candidly.
Yep.
And it has dramatically affected my three boys, right? Because they're huge sports fans. And to see iconic figures like LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo and those individuals not play because of racial strife is something I never thought I'd see.
Yep.
So I'll ask you this question. So the coach of the Clippers, Doc Rivers, said in an emotional outburst, I don't know if you saw that, we have continued as Black people to love this country, and it hasn't shown us the same amount of love. How do you, as a national figure, as a person of power and influence, how do you respond to something like that?
I saw Coach Rivers, I saw a tape of his comments, and obviously former beloved coach of the Celtics. He said something to the extent of, we love this country, why won't this country love us back? And look, I think it's a challenge, sadly, not just of our time, but of all time for the United States. Because Karim, every generation of Americans has failed to actually make good on that and has failed to give an answer to Doc Rivers. And so the question for us, right, is whether we're going to allow for that burden to continue to your kids and my kids, or whether we're going to do the really hard and necessary work of saying, no, not anymore. And look, part of that is obviously going to be legislative change and codified structures to make it more equitable. That's almost the easy part, right? The harder part is the somehow learned appreciation over time of difference that over time gets solidified into fear or into some definition of the other. And that's harder to legislate away. But I think what it means from me, not just as a member of Congress, but obviously a very privileged white guy, is to say, to try to be as cognizant of the ways in which you consciously or not engage in those structures, and the ways in which are necessary to take them down. And I don't think, look, there's clearly nothing more important than that, because I have no idea, and I would never claim to know what it's like to be a young Black man in this country or to be a father of a Black boy. But I also know that you shouldn't have to have that anxiety either. And if we are blessed with an opportunity and a position to do something about that, then we must.
Congressman Joe Kennedy, thank you very, very much. I want to personally tell you that I know for a fact things will not get better without people like you out championing these types of issues. We need people like you who care, who don't have to care technically, right? Because your life would still be your life. But I love the fact that you do. It really feels genuine that you care about what goes on in the Black community, but all communities. So I want to thank you for that first. Second, thank you for the energy and effort you're putting out. I can't imagine what you're going through, what you put your family through running for Senate. So I want to thank your wife and your kids as well, because they are also participants in this senatorial race. I'm very, very well aware of that. So thank you very much for joining us, and I hope to have subsequent conversations with you.
Look forward to it, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Take care.